Hey guys, it's Gigi from Invite the Light coming to you again with another reading. So, this one is of interest with Robert Mueller, given the information that just came up about him. Don't mind me over here. Well, actually, I don't even know why I'm kind of doing this because I'm gonna need this space. I am working in a very cramped space, so hopefully you guys can see okay. So I am just going to get started by actually clearing. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see there. It feels like it's kind of dark. I don't know. And I hope I do not knock my computer over. Okay. So sorry for the delay here. Let me just focus really quickly. Robert Mueller. Okay. So let's just start off with Robert Mueller's frame of mind in the midst of this business that's going on. Okay. Hello there. Let me just try to see if I can pull this down. Maybe that's a little bit better. Something about the glare going on here for me. I kind of can't see that screen. It's horrible. Maybe I can lift this a little more. And then it's not like focused. Okay. Mueller. Robert Mueller. What's his frame of mind? All right, these wanted to come out. There's failure, there's forgiveness, there's regret. Okay, I'm going to do this just one more time. Blame, honesty, trust, death, purpose, and envy. Okay, it just feels like somebody's mismanaging their energy here. And this is being reflected onto him. So I definitely do sense that there is some activity going on that's not organic. It's definitely something that's manufactured a bit. Just meaning, I don't know yet if the accusations are authentic, but I know that this is a campaign against him. All right, so what could the failure be? Let's see what's going on right now. What's this failure card? I think he's disappointed. Robert Mueller's disappointed with the timeline that it's taken. There was a lot of complication, a lot of paperwork. I think there were a lot of private subpoenas and a court and red tape to get through in order to get his information. Now he's finally doing it. And now he's like inundated with all this extra information, and it still needs to be sorted through. So it feels like just he's very disappointed in the timeline. So he feels there's a level of failure there. I don't know what's going on, but nevertheless, he got the work, but it did take a lot to get through it. So I feel like, he had to do a lot of stuff through the courts, which is annoying in itself. Because everything is such a delay. And like I said, I just see like having to get subpoenas and stuff like that. I don't know who this is who landed over here on this side. I don't know if this is somebody, like it strikes me as somebody all of a sudden as being Omarosa. That's what it feels like. It kind of comes up as. I was gonna say, oh, maybe this is Stormy Daniels, but I'm getting like an Omarosa energy that's kind of coming in this reading. So I'm just gonna leave it over here for a minute, just out of the frame where it kind of belongs. So a lot of stuff in this administration needs to be out of the frame. Okay, so let's see what else is going on. This is interesting. Interesting. I don't know. I mean, I kind of didn't want to say this, but I feel like Mueller that feels like he doesn't really want this job. Had he been able to rewind this and go back in hindsight, he would never have taken on this assignment or allowed himself to have it appointed to him. I feel like he had to do a lot just to get a little bit of information. I feel like this is not his wheelhouse. I feel like, also this type of energy that it costs to dive down into a swamp, and I've used this term well before, drain the swamp, many years before, but he is like, for his soul, his spirit, who he really is, and integrity, this is not for him. Like, I feel like he feels like these people are a bunch of losers. Like, what he's had to go through in order to get this information, and be witness to how petty and how underhanded people can be. I feel like he wishes. I understand the situation. Poor Robert Mueller. I understand. I don't mean to bring my own shit in here, but just like when you are getting to be witness to people who operate on such a petty level. And somebody said something on YouTube the other day that was perfect for it. Actually, to describe 50 Cent as, demonic levels of pettiness is what that person said. I don't really like that word, but this is, he almost wishes like this cost him a lot to do. This cost him a lot, like in his aura, I guess you could say. I don't think he's thinking about his aura woo woo stuff, but just his say. So, it does leave him a little bit heartbroken. It also, I see that it also leaves him a little heartbroken that he has a lot of evidence that he's going to bring the fire, and a lot of people are going to be really hurt behind this, unfortunately. So I see here just the conviction of doing his duty. He doesn't have a problem doing his duty, being honest, getting the paperwork done, you know, um, um, sending out, petitioning for subpoenas, things like that. What he has a problem is fueling the inner constitution that he'll need in order to be able to put people away, because this is going to destroy people. That's what's going on here. He's got a gang of fucking evidence, and I've seen this before. So he is, I think, to me, in my mind, the cards are for entertainment purposes. So I don't want anybody to like take this to heart and be like, you were doing it. Oh my God. Just this, based on what I see here in the cards, is he is going to do, let's say, just enough of what it takes. Um, he's got much more if he wants to annihilate the fucking hell and just leave people at the end of the day, beat them into antimatter. Okay. Um, there's so much here, and it is destroying him a bit in order to do this. I even feel kind of like teary for the amount of destruction that he has with this evidence. So I mean, he is going within. This is disturbing to him personally. This is so disturbing because I think whatever's going on, there are going to be a number of people who go down, and there's young people. Trump managed to get all of his children involved in this. All of his children. Could you imagine being Ivana? his all of her children, like, you got them all wrapped up in this shit. Like, every single one of his children, except for Baron. Every single one of Ivana's children. So it's crazy. I think Mueller is thinking about that. But the failure part, I think he's been, again, he's been very disappointed about how long this has taken with the subpoenas, with this, with that, the long timeline. And there's something else that I kind of, I again I can process it unconsciously, but I can't bring it into words for you guys. So there's something about this timeline that bothers him because of the people in their tie up their lives. It's going to destroy lives. But I mean, these are choices that people made that put them out there to this. And now what he's got to do is get in. I believe, if he prays, he's in deep prayer. If he meditates, he's in deep meditation. This is what this is going. But he is really being called in a very uncomfortable way to be in his higher self. This is almost a spiritual revolution for him, and not revolution in a way of, but a revolution in terms of self transformation. It's very uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable for this man because he has never had to witness such, like I said, such really bad things. Like, how people say on the timelines on Twitter, can I unsee that? And it's almost like if you could just give anything just to unsee the way people have conducted themselves and the levels to which they have stooped. So this is what's going on for him, and the amount of evidence he managed to get, again, the exposure, the depth of how these people are unbelievably exposed as to what their standing is in the law, or their, yeah, is that right? Standing in the law. Sorry, I'm kind of getting lost in translation here, but their legal standing, rather. Their legal standing being compromised by what they've done and the depth of the evidence that he has for them that's so available to his fingertips. So he's going to do the right thing, but he is not going to destroy lives to the point of, people are going to get fucked up. I'm not going to lie to you. From what I can see here, unless something just comes out of the sky and completely changes everything, people are this information is so effed up that it's effing him up. I'm telling you, he's like meditating. He's like calling on God. He's had to call on, I don't know if he believes in God, but he's had to call on higher power and self equilibrium so deeply that he's a completely different person. And the path of that transformation was not something that he would ever want to choose, ever. Okay, hear my voice? I'm channeling some energy there. All right, so let me go on and get to forgiveness. I'm not sure if this really goes with forgiveness, but these cards fell out. I usually don't read cards upside down. Every single one of them are upside down in reverse. Give me 1 second here. Let me just get a little order here going on. Okay. And I'm just going to be quiet just for a moment, so just bear with me here. And pardon my hands, they have been like in horrible shape. Sorry. Okay, let's see what's going on here. We have the Eight of Swords. We have the Hierophant. Oh. The Star. And this is the Three of Cups. This is like wanton. Oh my God, what is that word? It was in my mind. Trump's decadence, wanton decadence. This energy is insane, people. When I tell you, looking at these, there's this wanton decadence. And I can never sit here and just on my own just put those words together, but this is what inspires those two words to come forth. This is a really, really negative person. I don't think that we know to the depth of it all what how people are operating and how this is like devious stuff. Um Diabolical maybe. Although diabolical might be a little too smart for Trump. I'm sorry, guys. No, like don't get caught up like if you voted for him and all, but oh my god. Let me just look at this real quick. I'm caught on this really quickly because this is very interesting. Oh, this is corrupt government, right? This is corrupt court systems. There's this whoa. Whoa. Trump is operating on a completely another level of warfare, and it is not exactly holy. Let me tell you, I am not going to talk about it. Um, wow, just wow. Okay, so let me just go back to let me go back to a higher layer here. Whoa, this is crazy. Hold on one second. I'm sorry, you guys, because if I kind of don't clear my energy right now, I'll be like effed up later. So I apologize for the back and the forth and all the apologies. Just bear with me. Okay. Of course, there are courts here, and there are very intricate levels of branches and systems of government that are facilitating this president to go free from all this shit. Other people are definitely going to go down. Other people very close to him are going to go down, but I do believe um, I'm not sure that he is going to I'm not sure that he's going to get anything. He's willing to abandon any and all things when I tell you. I don't even want to look at these cards anymore. They are so this type of energy is it's otherworldly when I tell you my arms are tingling like this is like whoosh. I want to close that portal. It is like super negative. Okay. So I'm just going to go on. I'm just going to move on. I don't even want to get into whatever the fuck that was. But yeah, so let me try to get back to Mueller really quickly here. Arms are like spaghetti right now. Oh, good God. Oh, yeah, yeah. Sorry, guys. This is super intense. Like, and when you're working with cards and you like touching energy and stuff like that, like sometimes you don't realize like the energy is so dense and so powerful out there. Sometimes you don't want to, it's like, bleh. Okay. Okay. Mm, so let's see what's going on with Mueller. Are these allegations true? I do see two women here, though. I do see one woman. She comes up in the reverse. She may very well be a fire sign, or she's just taking on those traits of a fire sign, which is more likely, in my opinion. But I do get the feeling this woman is corrupt. I'm going to clarify that, but not before I look at this. So let's see what's going on here. Soon, okay, here's his development. Robert Mueller. I don't know why I'm getting all the personal development in his personal sphere, but like I said, this is a real transformation for him. So he'll be a completely kind of new person coming into this case. He's had to shed a lot. He's being reborn. I didn't even mean to get all into the spiritual stuff or whatever this is. But here it is in the cards. He's definitely renewing himself, and then he's understanding now that destiny must take place, that he understands that there's hardcore levels of karma and retribution that need to be paid back. There must have been something, when I tell you that energy was so crazy, there must have been something that's really deeply corrupt past. It's the type of thing that would really disturb people. It's the type of thing that maybe would keep people up at 3 a.m. having to calm their nerves long after people have been brought to trial and people have been brought to be made to be accountable for these things. It's the type of thing that would keep people up. I'm not sure this is the type of thing that should become public. I think that's what his struggle is. Guys, I'm like, oh, creeped out. Let me tell you, creeped out. All right. These cards want to come forward, but I'm going to leave them because they didn't come forward hardcore enough. But I bet you they'll come forward again. So let's see what's going on. Mueller, what's going on with these allegations against Mueller? I don't think they're going to tell me right away. Oh, okay. I believe I see what's going on. These cards, this card flew out. This card flew out over it. And this card is in reverse as a very nasty woman. Just very nasty. Also very bitter. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it like that. I don't want to read too much into this woman. I really don't want to investigate this. I've had enough trauma in this fucking reading so far. I'm gonna have to sit down and undo for a while. Why the hell am I doing a reading at night right before bed like this? Anyway, okay. So there's the 10 of air. Listen, there is this woman coming forward, but I feel like as fast as it comes forward, it seems to me that it'll be squashed. I don't think there's any evidence or anything there. I believe this woman is just nasty. I want to read into this just a little bit, not her, but just why does this seem to end so quickly, whatever this allegation is. And I do believe she is lying because the sword represents really the truth. In this particular deck, the sword is upside down. Usually the Queen of Swords has the sword right side up, pointing to the sky. She has her hand out. But this here is just double indicating to me. Well, I have my methods, okay? So I'm not even going to get into explaining it. But I believe, according to what I'm reading here on the cards, and I do take these type of allegations, very seriously. So I'm going to say the cards are here for entertainment purposes. And in this particular case, there is always room for misinterpretation. Okay. So I really don't want anybody taking this particular thing seriously. I don't want it, whatever I say, people to have an attitude toward this woman who's coming out, because she might really have had something happen to her. I don't know. But from what I see here, I don't think that this individual has clear and good intentions. That normally isn't the case when women come forward with these things. Sidebar, when I did a reading on Kavanaugh, I didn't even do a reading on Kavanaugh. I did a reading on Trump regarding Kavanaugh, and Dr. Blasey Ford came forth in that reading, and you could literally see the trauma and the things that happened in that reading, showing in that reading authentically. Here, I don't see that. I see lies. I don't know why this woman is doing this. She's definitely, you know what? Maybe there's a chance that maybe in her mind, she feels that she's kind of doing the right thing, but also, again, it's a real skewed point. So it's not that she feels like she's doing the right thing. She feels like she's doing the right thing for herself. There's some kind of interest that she has in this that I don't know, that I really don't want to fucking know. So, I mean, this is all so deep, dark, dirty, and I'm going to get like the X-Files and be like, sometimes it's better just not knowing. just gonna close the file. But I will say, this particular card normally does stand for justice, but this, based on the information I got, this is a form of self-justice. This is a form of feeling that this is the right decision for you for whatever personal reasons. For me, I know that there's some interest she has, some company he's about to take down, or affiliated with Trump in some indirect way or something like that. I don't know. There's some kind of personal interest. What else is going on here really quickly, though? I'm going to do general read. I'm not going to figure out, let's see what else is going on here. Oh, my arms are like, blah. Oh, good God. She's also under pressure. I think there's a level of pressure for her to do this, and it ain't good when I tell you. This reading is just getting uglier and uglier and uglier. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go leave it at that. This is just getting to the point of I'm going to have to get the cross and the damn holy water out. I'm scared the blessed holy water out. Like, that's how serious it's getting. So I did answer that question. Let me just see where this case is going to go overall. This card comes up again. There's definitely an authenticity in this claim that's coming forward. And I'm very funny about speaking up and saying that women coming forward on issues like this are inauthentic. So I really want to be very careful about that, because most times it ain't the case. But here, that is what I see, what flew out. Let's see what's going on here. I feel like Robert Mueller is very stoic. I feel like he may have a really strong team as well. And this may not even touch him, excuse me. He may have they already may get lawyers who kind of like shield him from this, like, we'll handle this, just stay focused, and I think there's also there's a team that he has within the FBI where he's quite respected people. I mean, this is the second time I've read for him, and he comes in that last reading, which was my first reading on him too, which really was a reading on Trump that went into him, but he comes up as honest and straightforward, and just, he's not in it for any political reasons or anything like that. He's just really serving his country. Like, is there wrongdoing here? If there is, I'm going to prosecute or petition to prosecute. If there isn't, I'm going to let it go. And that's it. I'm just here to serve my country. That's it. Right or wrong, that's it. It's very black and white for him. He's a very more so black and white type of person, which is the gift and the curse for him, which is why he's ended up like mentally fucked up over here. But he's getting through it. I think his team, they know he is like really messed up. I think the more the time goes on, he is behind closed doors in his office. He also has become more not reserved, but he's withdrawn. He's not emotionally withdrawn, but withdrawn from really speaking, doesn't talk too much, in my opinion. And they understand the levels of the cost and the burden. I really feel like he has a team that gets him. And I also feel like there's a ton of information that he's shielding this team from. There's a ton of stuff that they feel they would like to know, but they're lucky as fuck not to know. They really would not want to see the shit that he's seen. I'm telling you, I don't want to see it. I wish I could kind of unsee some of this reading. So, yeah. So that is what's going on there. When is this thing going to really start? How's this going to play out? What's he doing? He's still trying to bring, you know what? I think he's sorting through the last bit of evidence. If I go through the cards that I originally saw, he is bringing it toward the finish line in order to be able to present it and stuff. But I think, you know what? He wants to be very thorough. He's been very thorough from the beginning, but make no mistake about that. Somebody who's being very thorough about this stuff is also respecting Trump and his family because it's like, I'm not going to pull people into court, destroy lives. Um, Anybody who's ever had to deal with a court in any form or fashion, it knows that that is like, nobody wants to be bothered with the months of waiting that you have to do. And I can imagine for these type of people being an indictment dealing with criminal, which is something I'm not familiar with, but I can imagine having dealt with court, sitting there not knowing if you're going to have to do jail time or if you're going to be acquitted or whatever. And that's just sitting like that for months and years on end. And you don't know what the fuck. You can't make a decision to do things in your life because everything is just up in the air. So I would never want that life. So I think, he's being very respectful to the people. It may be hard for people who are Trump supporters possibly to understand that because I think that everyone's been so calibrated to be against each other, to believe that everyone is against each other politically, and all they do is just see either red or blue, and if you are on the other side, I have no compassion for you whatsoever. But he really does, and this is his thing. He really wants to be very thorough. Oh, and that's what that was. He wants the cuts to be quick and clean and clear. So when this trial happens, it's not something that's dragging out. So he has all of his stuff down, really concise and everything, and it's just nice and short and sweet and not long and painful. It will be long, but it won't be, long, 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 long. He really wants it to be, you know, he's kind of considerate, but he also, because he's also so in touch, like with his own equilibrium and what sets it off as well. Because of that, he's aware of what it would mean to other people to also have that same awareness extended to them. Even through the courtesy of all this hardship and through an indictment. Let me see what else is going on here. Oh, hello from Mexico. Hola. How are you? All right, so let me see. I've got the nine of water here. Yeah, definitely he's on his own. I'm sure, like, even when he's home, which I don't know. I imagine he is married and all this. I imagine totally. He adores his family. He's very well accomplished. But he is not even like with his wife, who adores him. Um, she holds a lot of space for him. This is a loving family, actually. She really understands him, but this is something where he's almost not even talking at home. I almost feel to tears in this or whatever, some emotions coming up, but he doesn't like this burden. Again, this is the same card that came out. He really doesn't like this. This is not his thing. Playing the like the guy from LA Confidential who was always chasing down Russell Crowe, was it? I don't remember. Guy Pearce's part in that movie or whatever. Like he's like, I don't need this shit. It's not for me. He doesn't seem to curse either, but this is not for me. This is interesting. I tell you, I feel like he's just gonna do almost just enough significantly. He's got way more evidence to really, like I said, pound these people into antimatter. But the energetic cost to do that, to bring all this stuff out, whatever it was, because a lot of it's diabolical and devious, and it would traumatize people. Wow. Um, I feel like he's gonna not withhold, but I feel like he's not gonna bother to put everything. he's just going to put the solid amount of enough in it. He's got so much more dirt, let's say, and it's more than dirt. It's like slime, it's like real slime from the bottom of rocks at the bottom of a filthy swamp or something. It's like that is stuff you don't. The whole theme of this reading is like, I wish I could unsee all of this stuff. That's the whole theme of this. So let's see. I'm trying to figure out a good way to end this. I don't know. I'm going to bring this to a close, though. Let's see what's going on here. What kind of mode is he going to be in, Mueller? Okay. This is interesting. I'm trying to figure out if this is like his personal life. This seems like his personal life here. I probably won't go into this, but I think he really can't wait for this to be over with. He really can't wait to get this over the fucking finish line. And I think it's what just really bothers him is that he has, again, so much evidence on these people and their real lives that are going to be held accountable for this. But there is this whole thing about when he might quit after this. He might leave the FBI and he might actually go back to school. Not school, traditional school, but he may go back to learn something here, to really be in his element. He may be a little bit of an artist or something. I feel like he's a little whimsical, like in his quiet times, like maybe he makes fun little kitty poems or something. It's kind of weird. I don't know where I get that from, but he may definitely do that. And I don't know why I get there's a possibility of him doing that like in London or something. That could be totally off, but I don't know why my thoughts go there. Um, this whole thing, how dreaded it is and how much it costs to hold these type of people accountable, the type of people who just really engage in the depths of maneuvering and manipulation that one does not want to be subjected to, the average person, because it requires such an unbelievable abandonment of morale. Okay. This has propelled him to go, there is so much more like to life. There's so much happiness here. There's so much I could be doing. Like, and I just feel that this pushes him down to have him like spring back up, like, and really want to live. Really want to live. He understands his time, the way things have been spent, allocated to what in his life, and I feel like he's really going to feel like what's important here. And there's vision board as the last thing. This is very interesting because he's done so much meditation. He's been like seriously in touch with himself, like with the his inner self. Like with the this card here, and then the Hermit card. I mean, he's really in the Fool card. Like, there's a major transformation for him personally, spiritually. All of this whole experience has transformed this man. And so now he may be getting into visualizing and different things like that, and into what he wants to create. Probably stuff that you guys wouldn't be really interested in when I talk about vision boards. Probably like, what the fuck is that? So that's where I think this is going. Yeah, I think that Mueller might actually quit the FBI after he does his job. I think he's finished. Because I think he's also come against so much corruption it within the government itself, and he's realized God, I don't even want to put this into words. It's going to be very disturbing for you guys, so I won't leave it. There's the level of corruption is just too much to even speak about. That his time is spent better elsewhere. That's all. That's all. It's so sad. It's almost like it's not a winning game. It's like he hit something. He hit something, some level, some society, something. There's some arrangement, some mafia, not mafia per se, like the actual mafia, but some clique, some order that is just, you know, that's what I think was hit. And it's just like, whoa, I don't even want to go down there. you know, I don't even know how to explain it. This reading is so unbelievably dark. So I'm going to go ahead and end it there. I just ask that thank you very much for coming in. And if you'd be kind enough to press the like button if you felt that you got some information from this. And if you've been watching this video for about 10 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes, if you hit the like button, it'd be super appreciated because it helps my channel. It helps the algorithms and it helps YouTube to put it on your timeline faster and on the timelines of others who are interested as well. So it doesn't cost anything to hit the like button. So if you would hit the like button, that would be greatly appreciated. All right, so I am going to go and bye-bye.